What is up, everybody? Jaron Kaczynski here, and today we are talking about 8 things that you need to know before buying a drone. If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about buying a drone. Today, I'm gonna walk you through all the things that you really should consider before buying so that you can go into it informed, you can make better decisions, not waste a little bit of your money, and get the best results. Now, number 1 and number 2 kind of go hand in hand, but the first thing you need to know is to set a budget, because there are drones that cost anywhere from a couple $100 all the way up to $15,000. So you really need to know what your budget is so that you can decide what kind of drone you're going to be getting, because there is a big price difference between a Mini, the Mini 2, a Mavic Air 2, a Mavic 2 Pro. Also, understand that accessories like extra batteries, a carrying case, ND filters, all things that you're going to want and need when you're getting a drone, all cost a little bit more. So factor that into your budget ahead of time, because that'll save your head and your wallet a lot of pain. Number 2, like I said, goes along with number 1, but understand what you're going to be using it for. Each drone kind of fits different needs. The Mavic Mini, or now the Mavic Mini 2, is a small drone, and it's a perfect drone for beginners. It's got a lot of features that most of the DJI drones have, but it's smaller and more cost effective. The Mini 2 still has 4K images and can take raw photos, so it is a really great drone, but it doesn't have all of the features that the Mavic Air 2 has, and it does have a smaller sensor size, so it has some limitations. It's lighter, so it blows around in the wind a little bit, but it is the perfect starting drone. The Mavic Air 2 is a perfect mid-range drone. It has more features than the Mavic Mini. It's a little bit heavier, so it doesn't get tossed around by the wind as much, but it does still have a smaller sensor size than the Mavic 2 Pro. So you just really have to know what you're looking for. If you're not a professional that is already established and looking to get clients and things with this, the Mavic Air 2 or the Mavic Mini 2 would be the perfect drone for you. But really know what you need to use the drone for before buying it so that you don't have to spend more than you need to. Number 3, understand the time investment that you're putting into this, because it is addictive. Flying a drone is one of the most fun things I've ever done. I got my first drone as a beginner drone, and I upgraded probably a few months later because of just how much fun it was, and I knew I wanted to do this. Just the uniqueness of being able to get different perspectives and see the world in a whole new way, it really does change your outlook on the world. Because I look around and I'm thinking that would be a really cool drone shot, or that would look so cool as a top-down shot. You're gonna have to learn a few different things as well. It's gonna be a big learning curve, but just understand that it is going to be a time investment buying a drone. It's not something that you're just gonna pick up and casually do, at least if you're like me. Number 4, you should look into the laws and regulations of your area. Every state has some different rules and regulations, and different counties and townships may have their own drone laws as well. You also should look at AirMap or Before You Fly, Kitty Hawk. These are all apps and websites that you can go onto to look at no-fly zones or restricted fly zones. Just because if you have somewhere in mind that you really want to fly at, you should know whether you're going to be allowed to fly there before you buy your drone. Also, if you live within a surrounding area of an airport, you should know whether you're going to be able to take your drone out back to practice. Now, a lot of people get scared because they look at the drone map and they see tons of yellow circles and big circles and red circles, and it gets a little overwhelming. But don't worry, DJI has made their unlocking system really easy. You can get instant authorization to fly in zones really easily. People do it all the time for business and for pleasure. So just because something is in a restricted flight area, you can still get authorization to fly at different heights, or you can get advanced authorization to fly at the legal 400 feet. So while some people get scared because they think that so many places they can't fly at, it's just not true. You should know that some states do restrict flying in state parks, and all national parks are no-fly zones. Number 5 is you should look into brushing up on your photography skills. A drone really is just a camera that you can put anywhere. And while this is an expensive piece of equipment that will bring your content to the next level, the equipment will not make up for the difference in knowledge of composition and lighting and the foundation aspects of photography that really make someone that has years of experience stand out against a beginner. So brush up on your photography skills, learn the rule of thirds, understand what lighting is, how to get better lighting. If you're looking at getting a drone, you should be brushing up on your photography skills as well as your videography skills. Video is just as popular as photography on drones. So depending on which one you're wanting to do, brush up on those skills to learn how to make good cinematic movements and motions and transitions for video. Learn how to get good composition and lighting for photography. The next thing is you should brush up on editing skills. When you get those pictures, when you get that video, you're gonna need to be able to put it together and make it look nice. So learn some basic editing and photography skills before you buy your drone so that when you get it, you can get the results that you're looking for sooner. The next thing you should know is where to buy your drone. Different people do different things about this. Some people like to buy straight from the manufacturer like DJI, but often that may not be the best way to go. A lot of people prefer to buy from a brick and mortar store like Best Buy so that they have the warranty and they have a store that they can go back to in case something goes wrong in the beginning, that you can return the drone and get a new one faster. DJI does offer DJI Care Refresh, which you should get. I repeat, get DJI Care Refresh. But that does take up to a week for you to get a replacement to send out and get all those things. So some people do prefer going through a brick and mortar store. That way they get the drone immediately, and if there are any problems from it, they're able to go return it and get a new one, and it's much easier than having to go through shipping it back and forth with DJI. And last but not least, join some drone communities. Before getting a drone, join any communities on Facebook. I wasn't really a part of too many. I didn't quite understand it, but join a community on Facebook or a similar social media site that you use, because it really does give you a place to go to for inspiration, to see other people's work, see how you could be improving, and also just to ask questions, because there are so many things that you're going to want to learn, need to know. How do I unlock this geo zone? My gimbal's doing this. How do I fix this propeller? These are all questions that have already been asked in a community somewhere that you can search, or you can ask, and people are readily available to help you out. So make sure you get into a community and join that, because they are great ways to share your work and also get inspiration for more work. If you're new to my channel, as I travel around the US, I hand out these homeless care kits to people in need. They all include a water bottle, thick wool socks, snacks, protein bar, gummies for vitamins, bandages, wet wipes, all things that homeless people really need this time of year. If you're interested in giving back and helping me in my endeavors, I have a link below to a Patreon account, and any donation that goes to that goes directly to making more of these bags, making these bags better. I hope you got some value from this video and have some new things to consider before buying a drone. If you got any value from this, please subscribe to my channel for more drone tips and tricks. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and look out for the next video.